Hey y'all, it's Desiree and I'm back with another video. And for this video, God is saying, do not let the enemy force it out of your hands. I know that right now, a lot of you are in a very tight spot. For some of you, the tightest spot that you have ever found yourself in. I know some of you have been crying a lot more than you usually cry. I know a lot of you have been having some sleepless nights. I know a lot of you have been struggling in your mind, in your hearts, in your souls, desperately clinging on to the word of God, desperately clinging on to your hope, desperately clinging on to your faith. I know a lot of you have found yourself questioning God, saying, God, okay, now, this is a lot. Okay, I would have thought you wouldn't have let it get to this extent. I wouldn't have thought that it would get this bad. I wouldn't have thought that I would feel this bad. It was always hurtful, but now it's painful. It always stung, but now it burns. And you can feel the fire saying, God, why won't you save me? God, why won't you rescue me? What's taking so long? But God says, do not let the enemy force it out of your hand. Because while the enemy is at work, God is at work as well. All of the things that you're seeing taking place, watching taking place, and it feels like an attack, it feels like warfare, it feels like the enemy trying to come against you, is actually working for you. It's like labor pains, it's like birthing pains. It hurts, but you gotta push that baby out. It hurts, but you're in the middle of a process. And in the same sense, God is saying, sit here, sit in this fire and trust me. Sit in this fire and trust that I know what I'm doing, that I know what's best for you, that I know what's to come, that I have a full view when only you have a limited view. But it still hurts, it still burns, it still stings. But how can you quiet the pain of a natural labor, of a natural birth? It has to take its course. But because the enemy knows that, he wants to use your labor. He wants to use your birthing pains to force it out of your hand. While God is forcing your womb, the enemy is trying to force your hand. While God is trying to produce life, the enemy is trying to force it out of your hands. Yes, when God speaks a word, it comes to pass. Yes, when God speaks a word, when God calls forth manifestation, it comes to pass. But that does not mean that the enemy sleeps. That doesn't mean that the enemy takes a break. You think the enemy says, oh, it's our time. Oh, it's our season. I'm going to just go find me something else to do. God already established it. God already called it forth from heaven. I'm not even going to try no more. No. But see, it hits different right now because the enemy knows. He knows what's truly to come. A lot of us are looking towards tangible things, and rightfully so, because these are some of the things that God has promised us and, gave us the expectation, the hope for. But the enemy is not worried about your new car. The enemy is not worried about your new house. The enemy is not worried about your kingdom spouse. The enemy is worried about the peace that you are about to embark on. The enemy is worried about the joy that you're about to embark on. The enemy is worried about the comfort that you're about to embark on. Because what that comfort, what that peace, what that joy, what that healing will afford you, no tangible thing can touch. The enemy wants to force it out of your hand. He wants to force new life out of your hand. He wants to force this opportunity out of your hand. Some of you are no longer experiencing what you once experienced. Some of the same afflictions that you thought would never let up, God has removed. However, you found yourself in a place where you're sadder than you've ever been, where you're more desperate than you've ever been, where you're longing for the promise more than you've ever have, where you're clinging on desperately for God, clinging on desperately for his word, tighter than you ever have. I know you feel the weight. I know you feel the rocking. I know you feel the waves crashing. I know it's beating down on you. And I know that you're saying, God, I can't take no more. God, I can't take no more. God, I can't take no more. I said it 3 years ago. I said it last week. I said it last month. But today, I can't take no more. If this is your I can't take no more season right now, know that God is birthing a new thing. Know that God is calling forth a new thing right now. Right now. And right now, not in the prophetic. Right now, not a rhema word. Right now, right now. He's doing it. He's doing it. He's moving. He's moving. And you think the enemy wants to see you with it? He's trying to force it out of your hand. Because it's not just you that's coming. It's your children coming. It's your children's children coming. It's generations to come coming. Why would the enemy let up on the curse breaker? Why would the enemy let up on the very one that God has predestined? I don't think we realize sometimes you're the only one in the family who can do it. You're the only one in the generation who can do it. Going generations and generations and generations back and going generations and generations and generations forward. You're the only one can do it. You're the only one who can endure this suffering. You're the only one who can endure this labor. You're the only one who can endure to birth. Endure till the word of God reaches its fullness. The enemy ain't just coming for your blessings. The enemy ain't just coming for your happiness. It's way bigger than that. God is not just keeping you in this fire saying, okay, I'm going to prepare you for what's to come. I'm preparing you for your blessings. I'm preparing you for what's next. No, you don't even know what you're truly about to walk into. God has not even given you half the picture, a fourth of the picture. He's only shown you the crumbs. How can a woman run away from birth? How can a woman run away from labor pains? How can a mother lay on the table and say, no, I'm not ready. No, give me a break. No, wait a second. No, let's wait till tomorrow. Nah, this not a good time for me. When it's time, it's time. And when it's time, the labor pains come. The birthing pains come. But then they pass. And you behold your promise. In the meantime, don't let the enemy force it out of your hands. Grow weary, get tired, cry, get angry, scream if you have to. But whatever you do, don't let the enemy force it out of your hands. Not when you this close. Not when you standing at the door. Not when you are finally at the moment that you've been waiting on, that you've been dreaming about. 'Cause I know it hurt, but surely the Lord is good. Surely his ways are perfect. It's purpose to the pain. It's purpose to the pain. If you think about it, when a woman is giving birth, it's a very delicate position for the mother and that child. A split second can be a matter of life or death. What if God puts pain on the woman so that she understands the urgency, so that she understands that right now you can't let up. Right now you got to stay focused. Right now you got to stay committed. Even the pain of contractions hint to the timing of God, the timing of a breakthrough, the timing of a promise. It's pain that lets a woman know it's time. It's uncomfortability that lets a woman know it's time. She may have to shed a few tears, but she knows it's time. She may have a lot of thoughts and fears on her mind. It may be a lot of things running through her mind emotionally, but she knows that she must remain focused because it's time. Let the pain be an indication. Let the severity be an indication. Because the enemy can't have this baby. The enemy can't have this blessing. The enemy can't have this testimony. The enemy can't have the ending of this story. The enemy can't have this victory. The enemy can't have this win. Whatever you do, right or wrong, up or down, do not let the enemy force it out of your hands.